So this question has been showing up in my text messages. I've been having conversations with friends, with loved ones, in person, on the phone, in DMs, and it's been weighing on me pretty heavily. And I want to talk about it in this episode. And that question is, how do you show up with confidence? Because that's what we talk about here, right? We talk about confidence, we talk about trusting yourself, we talk about courage. But how do you do that when it seems like cruelty is winning? How do you be confident when cruelty is running the show? When cruelty is calling the shots? Where is there room? How do you find room for confidence in those under those types of circumstances? And the thing is, whether it's the news, it could be at work, it could be within your family. Right now, it feels like the loudest voices are the harshest ones, are the most uncaring ones. They're the cruelest ones. And the thing is, confidence is not about pretending that the world and your world is not hard. You have to be able to tell the truth to yourself. And from that place of truth, confidence allows you to show up authentically, especially when it feels difficult. So I want to get into it a little bit in this episode with you. Hey, y'all. Welcome to Confident Women Glow. I'm Mo James, and this is the podcast where we dive into self-discovery, self-trust, and self-expression to help you create a life that's true to who you really are. I believe that confidence isn't just a mindset, it's a practice. It's about showing up boldly even when life feels messy and owning your journey every step of the way. Thanks for tuning in. Let's get into this episode. Can we take a moment to talk about reflection and growth? I know this journey of self-discovery, self-trust, and self-expression isn't always easy, but having the right tools makes all the difference. And that's why I created the Inner Strength Journal. This isn't just another journal. It's a space for you to connect with your thoughts, honor your emotions, and design your masterpiece life one page at a time. Each prompt in this journal is carefully crafted to help you dig deeper into what matters most to you, to build your confidence, and to take aligned action. So, if you're ready to carve out intentional time for yourself and start designing a life that feels true to who you are, grab your copy of the Inner Strength Journal today. Head over to innerstrengthjournal.com to order yours now. Your journey deserves this space. There is an emotional toll attached to cruelty. If you witness it, if you hear about it, depending on how sensitive you are, and I mean definitely for the people who participate in it, like you got some issues. It's some stuff going on there. But there is an emotional toll that comes with cruelty. And what I'm seeing right now, what I'm hearing about right now, what I'm experiencing myself right now is anger, rage, the rage. And there's overwhelm and there's helplessness and hopelessness. And I want you to know that if you identify, if you have experienced, if you have felt any of these things, it doesn't mean that you are weak. It means that you are human. Cruelty can feel so heavy. And when it's loud and when it seems like it's never ending and everywhere you turn, it's there, it is designed. The point of it is to put fear in you, is to make you feel isolated, is to make you feel intimidated. That's the point. So if you are feeling like the world is too much right now, if you vacillate between wanting to know what's going on because you want to be informed citizen, but also recognizing that wanting to be informed could harm you emotionally and mentally, then I get it. And there's nothing wrong with you for feeling that way. That is real. That is the truth. That is the reality of what we are in. And so, how can our confidence be a response to cruelty? Like, how can we use our confidence to respond to what is happening? I think the first thing is to tap into your inner strength. You you have to ground yourself in your values and what your non-negotiables are. You might have to remind yourself, I believe in humanity. I believe in empathy. I believe in treating people with respect and dignity. Tapping back in to your values and reconnecting with your sense of purpose. What are you here to be and do? Starting there, that gives you your grounding, your emotional and mental grounding comes from that space. And once you are clear in that, then you can start to figure out what are the ways in which you will resist. Keeping in mind that confidence isn't always bold, it doesn't look one particular way. And sometimes you can practice kindness towards people. You can choose rest. You can speak up and speak your truth, stand firm in your truth. You have to figure out how you will resist, what will be your part to play in resisting the cruelty that feels like it's winning right now. The third piece of that I feel is to revisit your boundaries. Like what what right and left limit will you place around yourself to protect you? Will you unsubscribe, unfollow, disconnect from people, places, and things that drain you or that reinforce the cruelty, that amplify the cruelty? How will you protect yourself, your energy, your mental wellness, your emotional stability, your physical self? How will you boundarize yourself? Using boundaries as a confidence supporting tool. Think about all of the ways that you can protect you and the people that you love. When we're talking about showing up, like what are the things that you do outwardly? Remember what is in your control. And I'm saying this as somebody, like, I know I have to boundarize myself because it's nothing for me to get pissed off at something that I see on TV. That's why I can't be out here watching any and everything. Even on social media, I can't. I can't do it because I will jump to into anger and rage. And sometimes it's warranted because sometimes solutions come to me when I allow myself to sit in my anger. But that is just not healthy to allow myself to be triggered into getting angry without my consent. If I'm choosing it, that's my business. You don't just get to drop something in my news feed and control me in that way. So focus on what is in your control, figuring out what intentional actions you can take to move yourself forward. For some of you, you need to get a will. You need to set up an advance directive. You probably need to go set an appointment with a therapist and with a counselor. What's in your control? You probably need to cut expenses and save a little bit more. Like, what is in your control that will help you feel a sense of stability in the midst of the instability and the dis-ease that cruelty cultivates? How can you find spaces where you feel safe, where you feel supported, and you are empowered? I've been saying this in my conversations and all over. I've been saying this a lot lately. Community has the power to save us right now. We have the power to choose to be community. Those spaces where you feel safe, supported, and empowered, that's community. And when you get to those spaces and you find those people, be yourself. No pretending. Be you. Be yourself. I want you to remember this. Confidence in the face of cruelty is not about being unshaken. It is about standing in the truth of who you are, in honoring your values, standing on what you believe, like the young people say, standing on business. And when the situation calls for it, speaking your truth, even when your voice is shaking. It does feel like cruelty is winning right now. And I think the only reason it feels that way is because those of us who are against cruelty, enough of us are not yet doing what we can do about it. Enough of us are not yet figuring out how we can resist in our own way, how we can stand for what we believe, how we can protect ourselves and boundarize ourselves. And I'm not saying this to like make you feel like you are behind, because it's not a race. Everybody goes through a process. I have personally done a lot of the things that I have already mentioned in this episode. I have done personally in the last month or so. I revisited some documents. I checked some expiration dates on some things. I dusted off some things from under the bed and in the back of the closet. I've done it. And so if you are in your process to get there, keep going. And if you are listening to this as someone who didn't even know where to start, then I hope this episode is supportive for you. Get to where you need to get to so you can join the thousands, hundreds of thousands of voices that are rising up right now, trusting themselves, practicing their courage, and honoring the vision for the world and the future that they want. Your masterpiece life isn't just for you to enjoy, but it is for you to cultivate an atmosphere of other people designing their masterpieces as well. Take care of yourself. Find your people. Take care of yourself. Okay. Thanks for sticking with me to the end of this episode. I hope you are feeling inspired and ready to take the next step toward your masterpiece life. If this episode resonated with you, I'd love it if you left a rating or review in your podcast player. It helps more women like you find the show. And if you're ready for deeper conversations and support, come join us in the Glow Circle membership community. Your first 7 days are free, and we would love to have you. Thank you for being a part of this amazing community. Until next time, keep glowing. Later.